Have you heard stories of people telling false stories, you know, on YouTube and everything like that, and then they end up having to pay consequences for it, like within the realm of New York and stuff? You know what I'm saying?
That they got to pay for what? For the lies? You mean for capping?
Yeah, for capping and like.
Dude, there's a lot of dudes that tell fake stories, my dude. Like, I told you, look, I don't want to get involved in it, but a dude told a story about a beef that he had. And he told the story. And I was there. But he wasn't. And he made himself be part of his story. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And that happens on multiple things. Like, there's certain dudes that were coming out, not recently. This is like maybe like 5 years ago when all the jail story shit was going on. Certain cuttings and certain things. You gotta understand, like, prison is like the fucking newspaper. You know what I mean? Shit will happen on the street and people in jail find out before you do on the street.
That's crazy.
Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Yo, somebody I know passed away and I didn't even know this. And my man calls me like 2 hours later, whatever. He called me from the feds. And he was all the way down in Kentucky. And he's like, yo, you heard such and such just got smoked? And I was like, what? What? He like, an hour ago. I said, what?
An hour ago, shit.
And I'm like, yo, bro, they know more that's going on in prison than the street do. Because remember, out here, we caught up in our own. The only reason that a lot of the times now we're caught up with certain current events and certain things is because of the fucking phone, the idiot box. Because now the Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebook, you're always attached to the fucking phone. You're in the bathroom, you're on the phone. You're fucking bored in traffic, you're on the phone. So that's when you get a lot of this fucking algorithm, different things. But if you don't pick up the phone, if you're busy, you won't know what's going on. But in prison, them dudes know everything that's going on, bro. So if something happens in a jail, like right now, some shit pops off from whatever, Attica.
Yo, you think they watching Panda Chop in prison?
I'm pretty sure they do, not for nothing. I'm pretty sure they do. You know why? Because in the feds, they got the tablets. There's tablets now. They got the videos. Matter of fact, one of the bros came home. He said he saw your interview with me on fucking thing.
Shit.
I swear to God. He said, yo, the only reason I looked at it is because it said Lion King. So, I went on this shit and I seen your picture. So I watched the shit. I said, what you thought about it? He said, it was cool. It's cool. It's cool. He said, you be playing politically correct, but it was cool.
That's crazy, man.
It's not that I play political correct. It's like, you gotta understand something, bro. I'm the type of person that if I wasn't there, I don't like speaking other man's story or telling, like everybody want to talk about, they want to put Pete on a hot seat, right? Again, we'll go back to the Pete thing. And he told what he felt was going on. But remember, we talking about something that happened in 88. My dude, do you remember what you was doing in 88? I could tell you part of a story from 88, like, bro, like we was talking about DMX from 80, 85, 84 in high school. I didn't remember. I just remembered him because he was always beatboxing and beating on the fucking table in the lunchroom. I can't tell you any other story about him, but that's the only thing that I could remember. Bro, we talking about almost fucking 40 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? So it's
right.
Like, how you going to remember something like every word for word detail? So certain things, it might look like he capping or whatever, but he's telling the story how he's telling the story. And obviously, when you're telling a story, sometimes you get caught up in the moment and you're like, yeah, this happened. And I went, oh, yeah, and I did this. And oh, shit. And then it don't mean that he was lying. He just telling his version of what he, you know what I'm saying? I saw the rebuttals, some of the rebuttals, and dudes was like, yeah, he ain't back down to police, but he did scratch the dude. He ran up on him while he was in handcuffs with the police and scratched the dude. Okay, he didn't back down the police, but he still cut the dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different versions of the thing, but it doesn't make him any less of a, you know what I'm saying?
Cuban was saying that story actually he heard belongs to Blue Boy.
What? That he cut the dude when he was in handcuffs?
No, the whole flag thing.
No, that was a different story. That was in Comstock. Blue Boy did the same thing. Now, there's a different. Blue Boy did something similar.
Oh, okay.
Something similar. The flag thing is not the first time I heard Pete say the thing. But again, he said the Puerto Rican flag. One of my peoples that was there said it was a yellow flag. So.
Oh, was it a king flag?
So maybe he just switched up what it was and made it. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there. Somebody that was there told me that story. He was like, nah, he threw up the yellow flag at So I was like, oh.
Well, what did the person that was there say, though? Did they confirm at least some of the details of what he was saying?
They said that he ran down on a dude, and when the dude was in handcuffs, he yammed him. He said the nigga kept it funky. There was like Pistol kept it funky. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I've never heard sucker shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain stories that I've heard about him, I've never heard sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, the politics of who's the real Pistol Pete, who's not. You know what I'm saying? I know, a lot of people get caught up in that. I just, I don't know Pistol from the street. I don't know him from jail. I know the stories from jail because he was around certain people. Like I said, I was in the HDM when Chicky Boo was there, when Leo, Green Eyes, Jimmy Lee, Caballo, you know what I'm saying? When the war was Skelly and all them, you know what I'm saying? There were certain times I could say that I was there. VI was there. Ice was there. Fucking, there's certain people that could turn around and be like, oh shit, yeah, I remember Cano. Cano was there. Oh, Stackwell was in this jail with me. You know what I'm saying? So I could just tell you, okay, boom, man, we in jail. Oh shit, your man. Blue Boy was a maniac when he was in jail. Blue Boy was a fucking maniac.